Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. We're finally here. We are to Free, the movie 8, Road to the World, The Dream. So yeah, we're on the last piece of free media until the final stroke parts 1 and 2 come out in fall of 2021 and spring of 2022, which honestly what it's probably going to end up being is part 1 is going to get translated into English subtitles by spring of 2022 and then the part 2 by summer, which hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's simultaneous. You would think, I was talking to my friend Esteban about this, you would think that with them knowing how popular Free is and having had time to make this, that they just make an English subtitle version that could come out internationally. You would think, but they want it to do well, and I don't blame them, but it's frustrating. But yeah, this is the last movie before we are officially done for now for Free. I'm not going to get too sad because Free still has 2 movies left. Now, the end of movie 2, I'll be a wreck. Because we've spent 9 months on this sucker just catching up with this show, and I've really come to absolutely love it. Like, it's become one of my favorite anime for lots and lots of reasons. And I'm really sad that it's going to go on hiatus for a while until we get the movies. Like, I'm very sad about that. So I've got my bingo card here, just in case I get a blackout, just in case it happens, who knows. But the one thing I love about Free movies, in comparison to other anime movies, is some anime movies I get frustrated with because it seems like they're just filler, like there's nothing else to them. But with Free, everything is not only canon and ties into the plot of the seasons, but usually in the movies, even if it's a recap movie, there's lots of extra footage. Like, I went into Timeless Medley thinking, oh, it's just going to be a recap movie, nothing special. There was so much extra footage, and I needed to have seen that footage to get the full experience of season 3 moving forward. So yeah, I really like Free movies, and Free movies don't mess around. They don't give you this 50-minute nonsense. They're like, no, we're an hour and a half to 2 hours of a movie, which gives me hope for Final Stroke that it's at least going to be an hour and a half for each one. And it's going to be all new content. I'm so excited. So, and they've not revealed anything to us, so it's like all a mystery. I'm like, ooh. But yeah, so yeah, Free Road to the World. I've heard it's a recap of season 3, but there's lots of extra stuff, so excited about that. But let us dive in, y'all, to the final Free movie before our 2 this fall. And we are going to start Free Road to the World here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Oh my gosh, I'm so hyped. I am so hyped for these 2 movies now. Y'all have no idea. I can't wait to talk in the live stream with you all about this series. It's going to be crazy. Because there's just so much to talk about. But this, again, in tradition, as per the Free usual, this whole thing was so wonderful because it just basically went through season 3, but it was like a whole lot of deleted scenes and scenes that they couldn't fit into the episodes because they wouldn't fit animation wise. But there were some that were so good. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then, that in there with Kinjo. I know that by the time y'all are watching episode 12, you all are laughing at me being like, Romania, he's not deaf. He's just an asshole. Like, I thought Hiyori was a jerk. Oh no. Hiyori went to the Kinjo school of assholery because this is, holy crap. That was, we're going to talk about Kinjo. And about this whole thing. Because I've got some theories about Kinjo and Albert. I've got some theories going on. But let's, just going through this. And again, it's kind of a roundabout. It's interesting that we end on Kinjo and Albert because Kinjo and Albert have been set up by the end of season 3 as they are our actual antagonists. Well, maybe not Albert, but Kinjo especially is our actual antagonist. Ikuya was a red herring antagonist. He's been our friend all along. And Hiyori was even a herring antagonist. He's been our friend all along, or became our friend as the series went on. But I liked at the start of this, we had the concept of Ikuya and Haru, that you're not alone when you swim. And it's funny because Haru's the one at the beginning of the film that says, "Oh, I was never alone swimming. I always had my friends around me." And it's such a growth moment for Haru because he started out season 1 thinking he was by himself, and by the end of season 3 he's like, "No, I've had my friends with me the whole time." And Akuya starts out kind of the same way. He thinks that he has to do it all alone, and by the end of it realizes his friends are all with him. And at the end of this film we have Kinjo and Albert. And Albert seems like he doesn't want to be alone. You know, Akuya and Haru at some point during the seasons, they've wanted to be by themselves and thinking that they could do it all alone. Sosuke and Rin, same way. Albert doesn't seem like he wants to be alone because he like looks there at Haru and he's like, "I can't wait to see you again, and I can't wait next time we're going to swim against each other." I am so glad that they gave us the results in this movie. I am so glad they gave us the results. I was like, that Haru won and Rin got second. Well, they didn't tie, so I can't do that one on the bingo one. I do have some other bingos on here though, but yeah, I'm glad that they actually gave us the results. I'm like, good on you, movie. Good on you. Compared to some other stuff that's been left secret, good on you. But Albert doesn't seem to want to be left alone. And then we get his coach, I'm assuming the man in the wheelchair, and he's like, "You're a swimming machine." And it's just like Albert being viewed as an object. And you can tell Albert's kind of like, And, oh honey, I want this upcoming film or two to solve that problem. Albert, you need the power of the Nakama. We need some international love headed your way, courtesy of Haruka Nanase. I'm just saying, And then there's Kinjo, who makes the comment specifically to Hiyori that you are better off swimming alone. Like, he makes that comment. And it seems like Kinjo has embraced Kinjo is doing what Akuya wanted to do. Akuya thought that if he swam alone, he would become stronger. And Akuya's personality just doesn't fit. Like, Akuya from the start has been wanting to swim with other people. He was just trying to convince himself otherwise. No, Kinjo seems pretty happy swimming by himself. Kinjo seems very content with being the loner character. And it's going pretty well for him as the next day he establishes a tournament record. But God, when Ryuji said, in order to be a good swimmer like that, you have to give something up. Apparently it's your soul. Apparently it's being a human with a heart. Because Kinjo has given up the bonds of friendship. He has given up all that for the sake of... we're going to talk about that last scene. Oh my gosh, Hiyori. Oh my gosh. Hiyori in this film. Just things happening, y'all. My mind is blown in many ways. So my friend Esteban, who I'm friends with, he's through Patreon, was asking me if I'd seen the movie yet, and he was like, "How about that So Mako?" And I was like, "So Mako?" And he's like, "You need to go watch it first." And so I didn't understand what he said. Oh, I get it now. I had heard, and he didn't spoil me with anything because I had seen on Twitter people being like, "So Mako," and I was like, there haven't really been any So Mako moments. The most we ever got before this film was the OVA, where Sosuke and Mako had the showdown and Kasumi was like there. That's really all the interactions we've had with Sosuke and Mako. This film made up for it. There's so many ships that were introduced in this film that I didn't even consider, and now I'm like, am I rooting for this? I feel like I'm cheating on ships. I feel like I'm cheating. I don't know. But yeah, So Mako is a thing, apparently. Sosuke and Mako, but it kind of works because Haru and Sosuke are kind of similar. So if you're a Haru Mako fan, then you could be a So Mako fan too, because Sosuke and Haru are similar, especially in their personalities and seemingly in their relationship with Makoto. I realize I'm also Mako in this world. I am Mako. I'm that one that like tries to take care of everybody on the trips and stuff, and the personality and everything. Like, I'm not a saint like Mako. Mako's a literal walking saint. I'm not that. But if I were a character in this series, I think I'd be Mako. But, God, oh my gosh. And then, yeah, when Sosuke was like, "Let's get dinner sometime," I'm like, what okay, cool. I kind of want, here, and this thought came across my mind, I kind of want Mako to be Sosuke's trainer in the future. Because it would be weird if he was Haru or Rin's personal trainer, right? Because then you'd all the time be in like nagging and getting on to your best friends. That probably wouldn't be the best case to do, you know? As cool as it would be for Haru, I'm thinking of a Haikyuu spoiler, and I'm not going to say this in the reaction because I know some of you have not watched or have not read the Haikyuu manga, but there's a specific character that becomes a personal trainer, and those of you that know, spoiler tag it in the comments and we can talk about it, but he becomes a personal trainer in the series, and it's in a way that doesn't interrupt his interaction with a character that you could ship him with. So that's all I'll say. And so I feel like it'd be a similar situation with Haru and Mako. If you ship Mako Haru, I wouldn't want Mako to be Haru's personal trainer because that could kind of get murky. But Mako could be Sosuke's personal trainer and help him. I'm all for that. Cool. Yeah. Help him get his shoulder injury and physical therapy and stuff. Yeah. I'm fine with that. That would let Mako go to all the swim meets and be with Haru and Rin and everybody else, but not have to, have the angst factor of if Haru and Mako disagree, because Haru has a tendency to disagree with his coaches, so that would be fine. And then Mako could still be around to be a translator if Ryuji needs it. So, yeah. That's so interesting. Oh, my God. So, Ray, I like that in this movie we got more with Iwatobi as a focus. I really liked that a lot, because one thing from season 3 that I felt was absent was the Iwatobi focus, because it was clear that we were following Haru and Mako and Ikuya. I want to keep saying Kirishima, Ikuya and Natsu and everybody else. We've been following them around and doing the college thing, and so we've kind of left the high school to the wayside. So I'm glad this movie gave a lot more dedication to Romeo and Shizuru. I love those new characters. They're great. But Ama-chan, girl, you brought Madeleines, which Madeleines, if you don't know, they're a pastry, and they have like a hump, and you can fill the hump with things. And so the hump obviously had filling in it that had alcohol. And I'm like, Ama-chan, did you not realize that you're bringing alcoholic snacks to high school? Girl, you're lucky these kids like you and they don't rat you out, because, also, I was like, Ray got drunk on just some Madeleines with some liquored up stuff in it. But granted, one, it's anime and they're teasing it up for fun. But two, Ray's probably never had any alcohol before, so even a little bit, he's probably a lightweight. And so Nagasa's like, I had 7 of these and nothing happened to me. But, oh my God, Drunk Ray, amazing. And I love that his words reached the souls of the first ears. I just love it. I absolutely love it. It was so good. Shizuru, oh my God. And then Nagisa and Rin. Shizuru, his character, we got more with his character in this film. And I love that he's kind of similar to Rin. He's very emotional. Shizuru is. He's like if Rin and Ray were combined. That would be Shizuru. He's like kind of odd, and he uses lots of fisherman terms because that's what his family does, which I like that little touch that Kiwani does with his character. It kind of connects to his history. But I love that he gets super emotional and is also like a stoic character at the same time. It's a really cool combo of like Rin and Ray. But Rin giving Nagisa the head pats, adorable. All about it. So then we get the moment of the extra scenes in this movie were so wonderful. I loved all of the extra scenes in this. As per free usual, the extra scenes they add are just great. But I'm not gonna lie, the whole interaction where the Sambazuka team meets up with Ikuya and Hiyori was probably one of my favorite. Other than the last scene of this movie, was probably one of my favorites in the whole thing. I love the teasing. One, the teasing that Asahi and Ikuya do. So if you're a Ikuya/Asahi shipper, this film was great for you because Asahi and Ikuya had some really good moments. And I like that they go off to the bathroom together. And even as they're walking in the bathroom, Ikuya is teasing Asahi. It's so wonderful. But I feel like I'm cheating because I really like Asahi and Kasumi in a relationship. I ship Asahi and Kasumi hardcore. I get the Ikuya Asahi shippers. I feel you. I'm totally on board with it. But I really, at the time, before watching this film, I was like, nah, it's Kasumi and Asahi all the way. I feel like I'm cheating. But there's a part of me that's like, is Kasumi just flirty with everybody? The answer is yes. Or, like, him and Hiyori? What is this ship? Where does this ship come from? Because the whole time, Kasumi's like, isn't Hiyori cute? Look how cute he is. Isn't he fun and cute? It's like, Asahi, say something. So I've got to do on our bingo card. Kasumi finally got handsy with the main character. He got all up on Sosuke's business this time around. And also there was some Kasumi and Sosuke moments, which I don't ship Kasumi with Sosuke, but if somebody were to after this film based on their moments together, I'd see it. I'd see it. But yeah, what the heck? What the heck? Yeah, just Kasumi and Hiyori. I get that Kasumi is like trying to get Hiyori out of his shell, and I think that what I think it actually is it's a reverse of Akuya and Asahi, because Akuya knows how to press Asahi's buttons and how to get under his skin, and he does it quite a lot in this show. And Akuya's like the one person that Asahi can't handle teasing him, and so he's like, oh, I don't know. And I think that Hiyori for the most part doesn't let anybody teasing him get under his skin. Like, he keeps a good facade. But for some reason, Kasumi is the one that can press Hiyori's buttons, and Hiyori just doesn't know what to do. He's like, well, cute. No, why are you complimenting me? I'm not used to this. And Kasumi's like, yes. So I really, really love that. But the interactions between, I've wanted Akuya and Ren to meet this whole time, and they finally meet, and it's just like a giant, it's the 6 degrees of Kasumi all comes to a head. It all comes to a head where it's finally all these characters meeting each other through Kasumi. Sosuke and Rin know Kasumi. Asahi knows Kasumi. Hiyori and Akuya know Kasumi, and now they've all met each other, and Natsuya has met them too, and it's just like, it's a big web, and I love it. It was great. It was wonderful. But yeah, the meeting. And then, of course, and Hiyori doesn't help matters, because Hiyori's like, oh, that's the guy that swam the relays with Haru. Like, come on, Hiyori, I thought we were past this. And, of course, Akuya's like, oh, well, I swam a relay with Haru, too. So it's like him and Rin, just like the lightning bolts coming at each other, like, we both swam relays with Haru, but let's settle this. And it's a racing game, and I love it. And I love the shot of Hiyori's car going off the cliff, and it's like the traditional anime where it's like all like contrasted and has like the blurry lines. So freaking good. So good. And I like that Kasumi has done a really good job of deflecting any type of teasing, but the moment that things get out of hand and it's all like Rin and Akuya going at each other, because Kasumi seems like the type of character that he's like the anchor of everybody. He's not related to swimming, so there's no swimming angst with him. He's kind of like the anchor that comes in and just ties everybody together, right? And so Kasumi doesn't like conflict, and he doesn't want conflict. And it seems like whenever Kasumi shows up, conflict doesn't happen. I've noticed that in this series. Whenever you want somebody to diffuse the conflict, you just pop Kasumi in there, because Kasumi's like, hey, I'm everybody's friend. So the fact that this conflict was happening between Rin and Akuya, and Kasumi's like, wait, no, maybe I didn't mean to. And Sosuke's like, well, we can't stop him now. It's like, it's so good. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I didn't expect myself to I still ship Asahi and Kasumi the most, obviously, and I ship Hiyori and Akuya, but I'm seeing the swinging pairs between the 4 of them. I see it. I see y'all loud and clear. Except Hiyori and Asahi, absolutely not. Kasumi and Akuya, no. It's just, don't see that. Sasabe and Makoto, I liked that conversation they had on the phone too. And Mako asking Coach Sasabe why he did Iwatobi at the time too. And he's like, well, I was a swimmer and I wanted to keep swimming and teaching. Basically, his whole agenda is Mako's agenda at the start of this season, and Mako's kind of upgraded it to not only wanting to teach kids to swim, but be a personal trainer too. I also ship Sasabe and Ama-chan so much. I know at the beginning of the show, it was kind of creepy because he had seen her through the swim magazines that he had, but over time, seeing them together in this show, I'm like, come on. I really like it. I ship them together a lot. But then besides that scene, now in Mako swimming and having that moment together in the pool, I've wanted to see Now swim since starting days. And we finally get to see him do the backstroke, and apparently they were going to do freestyle. Oh my gosh. Let it also be known that Now is ripped. like, when have you had time, sir, to keep this perfect body up? When? And seeing him without his glasses is so distinct and unique, but I love that conversation between him and Mako, and now Senpai just being the best mentor. it was such a tease in a way, because I was like, now I want to see Natsuya and you swim now. Of course, we can't see that because we all know how it would end. It would end with them probably making out in the pool because they're like the most canon couple at this point. So, of course, the KyoAni's like, guys, we know the tension would be too high and we know how it would end, so we just can't show you guys yet. If they don't end the second movie showing now and Natsuya and Rin and Sosuke swimming, it's going to be a problem because you all have made promises. You've made promises, KyoAni. You need to deliver on those. And there's another promise. We'll talk about it. I also wanted to notice, did Momo get taller? At one point, I was thinking of the OVA when we see Isuzu show up to go on her date with Go and meet her, and they both bond over muscles. When we see her show up, she's kind of a little bit shorter than Momo and a bit taller than Go. But I was thinking back to the OVA. I'm like, in the OVA, weren't Momo and Go about the same height? So in the last year, has Momo gotten taller and KyoAni is just slowly animating him to be taller to show us that? I don't know. It just dawned on me, so I may have to, before the live stream, go back and look at Momo and see if that actually happened. So yeah, the whole notion of treasuring your bonds and the bond of friendship. Friendship has been the idea of friendship and that you're not alone has been such a theme in this show. And I like that we tied back to Ryuji. It didn't dawn on me that Haru does not know about Ryuji's friend. Haru does not know about his backstory, but Rin does, which I think is interesting. And I wonder, they kept playing up Ryuji in this movie too, and made sure that we saw those beats again. So it makes me think that maybe in the film, in the upcoming 2 movies, that's going to be a thing. And I think it is, because it's going to tie into Kinjo, it's going to tie in to Albert, and he's like, this stupid friendship, and it's like, no, the friendship's not stupid. No, they're friends, and that's what makes them strong. And it's like, like Haru was starting to doubt that, and that's why he didn't do so well the next day. But then when he realized his ambition and his friends were by his side through it, that's what gave him like momentum to win the race, win the 100-meter free. And Rin got second, so that makes me think that maybe both of them, so Rin might be going to nationals in 2 events, and Haru's going at least in 1. But yeah, the idea of treasuring your bond, I feel like in the upcoming movies, that's going to be a big theme, is the importance of friendship. And Ryuji made the note, which in Ryuji's case, his friendship, but see, here's the thing. Ryuji thinks that the friendship he had is the reason he lost that race, and the reason why, we don't know if his friend died or not. It kind of looked like they died in the episode and in the movie. But Ryuji associates friendship with a point of weakness because he had a moment of weakness. And it's kind of his own doing, though, because he felt guilty for leaving his friend. Where he just associates friendship with having a negative impact on your swimming. And then we see that kind of reiterated and reinforced with Kinjo, who Kinjo has kind of like excluded everybody around him except that one random dude that's beside him from his team. And he's fine by himself, apparently, but how fine is he really? I don't know. But yeah, this last scene, holy hell. I feel like the Free movies, they're like, we're going to leave you with a crazy scene to take with you until the next movie. Because when they started airing the credits, I was like, we still have I'm looking at my timer, I'm like, we still have 16 minutes left. And then when we had this last scene, I'm like, okay. So I turned the sound off and a thing popped up on my screen. I was so mad while I was recording. A thing popped up and I was like, And so I wanted to go back and listen to the dialogue. And so Hiyori has the backstroke left to compete tomorrow. So this is the night before the second day of competition. And I like that Hiyori's happy that he's happy Akuya is acknowledging that he's going to do good. And he puts on the fake smile, but he's genuinely happy, like deep down inside. It's like, come on. And Akuya's like, don't give me the fake thing. It's okay. Okay. If someone give Akuya a leash or something for his phone. That boy forgets things everywhere. Get that boy a beeper or something, a pager or something to help him keep track of things. And I like that Hiyori just sits there. He's like, I'll wait for you here. And so he just sits there with the cat, and we get the little symbolism of the stoplight where it turns red, But he's just hanging out, and he thinks that he sees Akuya coming up, but it's not. It's Kinjo. Oh. Hiyori the crybaby. Ugh. And they know each other because he's like Kinjo. So, Hiyori the crybaby. So, clearly, they went to school together and swam together. And, I mean, it's funny. Some people might think, well, why didn't Hiyori bring this up earlier? Well, if this guy was a jerk to you and not nice, of course you wouldn't bring it up. Because why would you want to relive those memories or those emotions? Your 50-meter freestyle has gotten really fast. And he says, I guess you're talented after all. Like, this guy's a straight up bully. Like, what a jerk. Like, I guess we know where Hiyori learned it from. You did pretty good in tournaments when we were kids, too. Mm-hmm. But after coming back from America, you had trouble getting faster. So they competed in high school and in middle school and everything. And I guess when he came back from high school, they still competed. And he's like, you struggled after you came back from America. And of course, that's when he ran into Akuya again and came back with Akuya. You're still hanging out with that Akuya. Ooh. And he's like, you ain't gonna talk bad about my boyfriend. And he's like, it has nothing to do with you. You're still... This is the line that got me. I was like, you bastard. He's like, you're still playing mermaid princess. Like, Kinjo, excuse you? I'm sorry, but no, we ain't having none of that. Give me a break. When you swim, you're alone. Anyway. And this is where I was like, Hiyori has gone from being a jerk to being an understandable jerk to getting like some redemption and becoming friends to this is the moment where I was like, F yeah, Hiyori, that's right. That's right. You learned the power of Nakama. It's time to drill it into Kinjo too. He's like, I used to think that too. He's like, oh, come on, Hiyori. And then he gets violent for no reason. I'm like, I don't like whatever Kinjo has pent up frustrations with Hiyori. I don't like it. What are those rebellious eyes of yours? He's like, I was just giving you some advice. And then it sounds like he bullied Hiyori until he moved away and met Akuya. When he came back, they went to different high schools. So it sounds like they did not have a good relationship in middle school or in elementary school. And then when he came back, he was with Akuya, so he didn't need to be around Kinjo anymore. I want more backstory on this, which I'm hoping we get in the movie, that we're going to get some backstory with Hiyori and him. And it's probably going to be that this guy was a jerk and mean and bullied Hiyori because Hiyori's not even fighting him. Like this has happened before. It's not surprising to him that Kinjo would resort to this. And so he's like, you can't beat Nanase-kun. And it's like, oh my god, Hiyori! He's like, who's gonna beat who now? And this is the part where it got cut off. You'll understand too if you swim with Nanase-kun. It's like, we need the power of our demisexual dolphin. He's like, let me tell you about my new religion. It's called Nanase. What nonsense are you spouting? And then Akuya shows back at me. He's like, let go of him. He's like, oh, Akuya-kun. And then, Akuya brings up the thing. He's like, you're an athlete, so fight in the water. And he's like, but you guys aren't any match for me. Oh, and Akuya's like, you want to try? And so apparently Kinjo, because Kinjo used to do the butterfly, which Akuya used to do. So, yeah, he's like, you can't beat me now. And then Natsu's like, hang on! You better not be my little brother. He's like, I've got a tracker on my brother's phone now, so I know where he is. You're so rude. And then Sosuke. So, it's like all the sharks were just hanging out. Natsu is like, I'm just sticking with my shark friends. And then, of course, Kinjo would know Sosuke from back when he was at Tokitsu, which was one of the higher up schools. So, yeah. You really like being friendly, huh? And Kinjo's like, bye! And then his wild eyes, like he has, I'll make you all shut up. Yeah, trouble is the problem. A nuisance. Yeah, oh my gosh. Kinjo is our antagonist, y'all. What a jerk. What a bully. And then, of course, he beats the trial, the record. I'm glad he wasn't in Haru's heat, though. That's good. But yeah, he's going to be the one to beat at Nationals. Awesome. So we're going to get Kinjo backstory for sure. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait for this jerk to eat his words, because we all said that Hiyori was a jerk, and then for him to come up and defend Haru and defend Akuya and everything, it's like, you just wait till the power of Nakama slaps you in the face, Kinjo. Just you wait. But yeah, I'm so glad we got the ending where Albert gets to see them win. And okay, before we get to that though, so Ray has a dream. We don't get to know it. Nagisa asks, he's like, it's a secret. I was like, curse you, show. You would keep this a secret from us and not let us know. How dare you? So there's that to look forward to. Ray, what he wants to do. I'm like, part of me thinks it's competitive swimming that Ray wants to compete in college, but I don't know. If Ray went on and competed in college, that would be so awesome, because he came from being a guy that barely had any swimming experience at all to being captain of the Iwatobi to swimming in college. Like, that would be so good. But we have to wait and find out. And then we get this conversation of them at the end. Like, I thought that they were just going to show exactly like the season ending, but nope, they don't. He's like, how are you feeling? And Haru says, surprisingly calm. And then we get to see them all watching The World is Waiting Just Ahead. It's like a dream. But it's not a dream. Yeah, you're right. We're so close we could reach out and touch it. Yes! And yeah, no one can guess what's going to happen from here. After this last couple of scenes, no! We really can't. Like, I'm so ready for Rin and Haru to take on nationals together. I'm so ready. And for everybody else to be there too. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then we finally get to see them racing each other. It's so great. And then in first place, Nanase. In second place, Matsuoka. And then Albert being like, hey! And in third place, Nakajima. And he's so happy! And Albert's so happy! And then here comes the coach in the darkness with all the symbolism. Being like, let's go to the pool. It's time for practice. I'm wearing a bolo, so you have to know I'm serious. Don't waste your time. You're a swimming machine. And he looks so vulnerable there. He's like, I hope to see you again. Oh! So yeah. So Albert's really a cinnamon roll. Here's the funny thing. The funny thing is that Albert comes across as being the intimidating Grim Reaper who seems like our antagonist of antagonists, but he really just wants to be friends with Haru and them and hang out with them and eat mackerel. He's such a cinnamon bun. I love him. And then Kinjo comes across as being like, oh, he's just this like loud, crazy guy. But no, he's also a jerk and is the antagonist of this series now. I'm totally convinced. Albert's ready to embrace the Nakama. Kinjo thinks he's not, but oh my gosh, you guys. I am so excited for this next coming movie. And then we get two movies. We get two movies, y'all. Because they knew it wasn't enough to contain in one. So they're giving us two films. I'm over the moon. I am ecstatic. So yeah. I'm going to have information about the live stream in a community post and on Patreon. So you guys will see that. So check my community post on YouTube and check Patreon, and I'll have some info on when we're going to do the live stream. It's going to be later, I think this weekend, like in the morning, one morning, because I know some of you, when I do nighttime streams, some of you all, it's really late for you. So I think I'm going to do a morning stream for that one. So we got time to talk about everything. It's going to be crazy. There's so much to talk about with Free. And I have a feeling it's going to be one of those like 3-hour streams that's going to be like so much to talk about. But I can't wait, y'all. I cannot wait to talk to y'all about Free. So anyway, I'm also excited to talk to y'all in the comments below about this movie and about everything. Now I'm caught up. No spoilers. I'm caught up now. We can spoil all we want. I can get on Tumblr and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and do whatever and see whatever with Free. I'm excited. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts down below and to see what y'all thought about the movie. Thank y'all so much for watching. I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe and take care. And I'll see y'all at the Free live stream very soon.